The Suffolk County Vanderbilt Museum in Centerport has a new interim director. Lance Reinheimer describes himself as a numbers guy with the financial background and experience needed to guide the Vanderbilt Museum through these tough economic times.
I worked 21 years for the Suffolk County Legislature, and when I retired this past fall, I was the Assistant Director of the Budget Review Office. Budget Review Office is the professional staff for the legislature. We do all their reports, we analyze the budget. Suffolk County has a $3 billion operating budget, and we do the capital budget, review the capital budget for the county. But in addition to that, more importantly, during the past 15 years, one of my responsibilities was the Vanderbilt Museum. I analyzed their operating budget, their capital budget, their improvements to their buildings and grounds, and also their endowment. I'm very familiar with the Vanderbilt. I've worked with the past two directors of the museum, the board. Especially in the past 2 years, I've worked very closely with the board. After the financial crash, it adversely impacted their endowment, which is part of the problem with the Vanderbilt Museum, and other museums too, is that the endowments were adversely impacted. They're not providing the income that the museum needs in order to operate. In these difficult times, governments are cutting back funding to the cultural destinations. There's talk about the federal government cutting funds to the National Endowment to the Arts. So all museums are in the same boat. We're looking to survive. We're looking to provide an education for the public. We need to show that there's value here at the Vanderbilt, that every dollar that's invested results in really many hours of enjoyment for all families. We also have tour buses that come in here, so there are tourists, there are people that come from other countries that come here. We have tour buses coming in during the year, so people are interested in learning about they're fascinated with the Vanderbilt family. This is one of the great families of this country. They were building, they built the railroads, so it's fascinating to see how these people lived.
And Reinheimer says he has a vision to achieve these goals.
I'm working on memberships. We've decided to increase our annual membership to 15 months. So you buy an annual membership for 15 months. We're not changing the price. With that, you get free admission to the museum. You get free admission to scheduled planetarium shows, and it's a real value for a family.
One of the main projects he will be working on is a major upgrade to the planetarium.
The Vanderbilt is here. Our doors are open. The planetarium is going to be a world-class planetarium. We have the largest dome in the country, and we're going to have one of the best planetariums that this country has, right here in our backyard in Suffolk County. I'm going out to corporations to ask them to support the renovations of the planetarium, because we still need additional funds to renovate the seats, the lobby. Suffolk County is investing $3 million in the technical part, $3 million worth of equipment. But this project does not include the renovation of the seats and the renovation of the lobby, which is very important. I'm looking at the total museum experience. When a family comes here, I want them to enjoy the museum to the best that they can, and that includes good seats. It doesn't make any difference that we have the best planetarium in this country if you're sitting on lumpy, bumpy seats. We need to improve the total museum experience, and so my job here is to go out into the community, get funds, solicit funds from corporations, from state government, in order to make this renovation complete so that the museum experience is something that families will enjoy and will come back to. And that's my vision for the museum.
Reinheimer says it's critical that we preserve Long Island's historical treasures.
It's just interesting to see how that generation lived and to experience that. And it's important to preserve that, because once it's gone, we can't get it back. So it's important that we preserve what we have today for future generations.
In Centerport, Collora reporting.